Brandon Hancock.
Yes, that's me, baby. Yeah.
Local bodybuilding extraordinaire. I'm going to call it 3-time Indiana Muscle overall winner, depending on the division you're looking at.
I suppose.
You suppose.
Yeah, yeah.
But this year, overall.
This year, overall.
Brought the
overall
complete package, too.
Yes.
Looked like a monster up there.
Thank you.
If it's one thing I can say, and of course, we ran the show this year, so I'm going to brag on it all we need to, but it was the best looking field, I think, of any show I've ever been to.
It was incredible. I mean, the whole setup, setup for one, just incredible setup over there. Aiken Theater, having an Aiken Theater, game changer. Mm-hmm. I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I got the shirt on.
I know, appreciate it, right?
I'm a fan, man. But yes, it was incredible. The competition was good. There were a lot of good competitors.
I mean, there was a really good field out there. I mean, just walking back there and seeing everybody. Of course, whenever you're competing, you're kind of hyper focused on just your stuff. Try not to compare and size your stuff up
to some extent. You
right,
still do.
Each and every podcast at the Optimize You studio is sponsored by Optimize You Evansville. At Optimize You Evansville, we help you take control of your health, performance, and vitality through cutting-edge hormone optimization, peptide therapy, athletic recovery, weight loss, and sexual health solutions. Whether you're an athlete looking to maximize recovery, someone striving for sustainable weight loss, or just looking to feel like your best self again, we used advanced diagnostics and personalized treatment plans to get you there. Our science-backed approach helped optimize energy levels, mental clarity, muscle recovery, and overall well-being. Because feeling great isn't optional, it's essential. You ready to elevate your potential? Let's get started today at Optimize You Evansville, where normal is not optimal.
I mean, you still kind of do.
You can't avoid it,
yeah,
right?
You can't.
But I mean, that show morning, that 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. curtain call where everybody starts to show up, it was like, oh my gosh, this field is ready. Everybody looked ready. So you've done this since 22. Right? You competed first time in 22.
Competed my first time in 22. That was my first one. I tend to always, my wife says I always tend to kind of fill my plate a little full. In 22, I competed. Let's see here. My wife and I got married 2 weeks before the competition.
Oh
so
my
we were
gosh!
Preparing for a wedding.
How was that cake?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I told my coach, I said, listen, here is the deal. I said, I'm getting married 2 weeks prior to this competition, and we're going to be ready because I'm going to have a meal at my wedding.
That's right.
And I did.
Right.
I did. But we competed first time in 2022, and did great. Got the novice overall on that one, and we came up short on the open overall.
And your wife competed as well?
No, my wife doesn't compete.
Okay.
She is a huge supporter.
Just a huge supporter. Yeah, I love it.
It's a group effort. I mean, if she didn't support this to do this, there's no way.
There's no way.
No.
Yeah, there's no way. So what prompted it? What's the origin story of Brandon Hancock bodybuilder?
Gosh. Well, I mean, we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to be quick. And first and foremost, before I say anything, I just want to give all honor and glory to Jesus Christ, as my Lord and Savior.
Amen.
If it wasn't for His grace and mercy, I would not be sitting here alive today. So, just to kind of give you a quick backstory of how I got into bodybuilding, I struggled with drugs and alcohol for a long, long time. Okay, and I was always one. I would end up in jail or prison, and I'm transparent, man.
Oh yeah,
I'm
sure.
an open book for
appreciate
anybody.
it. Yeah.
And, ended up in jail or prison. And my MO was always like, just, get physically fit. And as long as I can stay into fitness, like I'll be okay. Right. And I kind of got into it in that aspect, but I could just never stay sober. And after getting sober in 2017, I just, I stuck with it, man. I stuck with the fitness, stuck with fitness pretty strong, weightlifting and training for a couple of years. And then I finally started to figure out how much a diet had to do with it. You know what I mean? And then from there, it just kind of became, one of many passions of mine, and I got into it. That's how it started.
Yeah. Yeah, you brought up a good point there, is that there's levels to this thing, right? I mean, as far as and I feel like what what the difference between somebody that is just a heavy lifter and a gym rat, gym bro, whatever you want to call them, and I will call it the professional, the professional leading kind of bodybuilder person is diet, because the gym bros, there's not a whole lot of discipline when it comes to what we're eating. I mean, like I follow a macros program, but sometimes I want to go do this too. And then sometimes I want to do that. And then that's like 3 or 4 days a week. I'm like, okay, well, you're really not,
Right.
You're not getting the results. But as soon as you dial that portion of it in, it's like locks in, it's like, oh, this is what we're missing.
It's a game changer.
It is. And that cannot be stressed enough, because you're, huge muscles all over the place. That's not gym work. That is diet and gym work. That is food and feeding a machine gym work,
So much of it has to do with diet.
Right, yeah.
At the end of the day, man. I mean, you hear so many people say, well, you can't out-train a bad diet.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then there's also too, for me, for several years, like I would just, before I competed, I would, say Monday through Friday, just be locked in, right? I mean, I was locked in, right? But then Saturday, Sunday, we just go off the rails. And I'd take whatever progress I made that Monday through Friday, and essentially kind of just backslide.
Right. Yeah.
And I would say, don't get me wrong, I would say relatively lean and stay in good shape, but to be stage ready,
right,
that is days turned into weeks, turned into months of just constant discipline and just meticulous diet.
Yeah, people don't realize that whenever they say, "Oh, I had a cheat day." Well, what was your cheat day? And then they tell you what their cheat day was. I'm like, your cheat day was like 6,000 calories.
Sure.
And then that just completely kind of just craps on all the work you did during the week, or what you've done up to that point,
Or they screwed up when they said cheat day.
Right.
We don't turn it into a day.
It's a good point also. Yeah. Cheat 24 hours is a long time.
It's a meal. It's not a 24-hour period of cheat.
Correct. Good point. I mean? Solid point. Yeah. But so whenever you transition from the prior life into this, do you feel like were you able to take bodybuilding to feed that urge that you had in your previous life? Whatever it was that you were into.
No.
Okay.
I mean, yes. Okay. So the reality of it is that whenever I was using drugs and alcohol, I was using that to fill a void, right? And I think that for a long time, for my entire life, I was trying to find something to fill this void, right? So I got into the recovery programs. I'm a member of Alcoholics Anonymous. I got into recovery, started working a recovery program. And what I was failing to do in my life, and this is just my personal experience, okay?
Sure.
Fitness is a huge part of it, but I was failing to enlarge in my life spiritually, okay? So once I began to enlarge in my life spiritually and form and grow a relationship with God, that filled that void that I've been wanting to fill for so long. And then, essentially God was the missing piece of this whole thing for me. That's my personal experience. And then as long as I put him at the top and at the forefront of everything, all the fitness and the meals and the, being employable and being a good employee and being a good husband, a good father, all those things, they just kind of take flight because of him. That's my personal experience.
What was the moment? What was the moment where you felt that?
So I went to, I'd been working a recovery program for a couple of it probably been a couple years. And I went to a men's retreat weekend. Okay. And it was a Christian men's retreat weekend. And, we just got a chance to just kind of just disconnect from the world and just kind of get into some scripture and just get into, God's word and how other men, that had a relationship with the Lord, they just showed me that kind of love that the Lord provides. And it was evidence for me that it was very present and it was real. And, I accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. And from there, that's just where it happened. It was just like, okay, this is the missing piece of the puzzle for me.
Yeah.
Because prior to, like I said, I would get sober and I would think, okay, if I can just stay in the gym, like that's going to be okay for me. But I always failed to enlarge in my life spiritually.
Yeah.
And the reason I like to share that is because, I just feel like And I'm not saying, I'm not here to make an altar call.
No,
right?
sure. Right.
You know,
I get you, dude.
But
I get you.
I'm just saying, like, it's one of those things where it's like, bodybuilding and fitness, that can fill somebody's void.
Yeah.
That just wasn't my personal experience. I needed something. There was something else.
Right.
Right. And I feel like that there's a place in bodybuilding and fitness where there's some guys, and I'm not being judgmental, but maybe they're just still kind of searching or looking to fill that void.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we all know
we
them,
all
right?
do that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know
we
what
all
I mean?
do that. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, man,
Yeah.
I'm addicted to feeling good.
Sure,
You know
right.
what I mean? I want to
Yeah.
do what feels good.
Yeah, and looking good. Like you
Yeah.
want to look like I
Sure.
like I want to look good. I want to see in the mirror and be like, oh yeah, it looks pretty, that's pretty solid,
Right.
But I feel you on the spiritual thing, because there's a lot of times, or at least in our, I always brag on the bodybuilding community because we're, contrary to what most people think, that there are some pretty good people out there, like it's an
Absolutely.
absolutely supportive community, and I have
Yes.
never had a negative experience around any
Right.
of it. But I think probably, on the surface level that you meet those people at, and then probably there are some missing components, and there's some people fishing, and you can just kind of tell those people and watching them, and kind of in the way that they interact with everybody. So spiritually, huge component of all of this, taking care of yourself, like treating your body as the temple that it is.
Physically, mentally, and
Right.
spiritually.
Yes. It plays a huge component in it, and it keeps you straight. Right. I mean, if I will let myself down all day long,
Yeah.
if I have some other component there that, or I always call it bullshit myself. I can bullshit myself all day long and say that this is okay, whatever it is I'm doing, But if I have another presence there that I feel like is holding me accountable, whatever it may be, you have your family, your Lord, and then yourself now too,
And other men too.
Right? Yeah,
Other men.
Holding accountable. That accountability is a huge thing. A huge thing.
And you talk about, I'm always looking. There's sometimes too where I'm looking for somebody to co-sign my bullshit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm right. Don't you agree? Yeah. Oh yeah. We're always looking for the validation,
I'm
right?
looking
Yeah.
for that,
Right. Yeah. That's what the Chat GPT's for.
Yeah.
Am I doing the right thing? Absolutely, Derek. This is a wonderful idea. Like that kind of stuff.
Ask Chat. Ask Chat.
Ask Chat if it's a great idea. They're going to agree with you. So competed here locally. Have you ventured out and kind of seen?
So I'm actually, how many days is it now? We're 5 days out from Indy Super Show.
Okay.
At the Horizon Convention Center. It's actually in Muncie. It's just north of Indy.
Yeah.
On Saturday.
Okay.
I'm almost two gallons of water. I'm almost 2 gallons in right
the
now.
true sign of somebody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's been, the last couple weeks, after I got done, Eric Schmidt's been my coach for with Nitro Fitness.
Oh yeah,
and promoter for Indiana Muscle. He's been my coach for several years, and it's really worked great because when you work with somebody for an extended amount of time, you kind of figure out. I mean, essentially though, my body, it's just kind of like, you have to figure out what works, right? I'm coming out. I'm 43 years old. It's like over the years, it's like I always look back like, oh, I wish I'd have known that 10 years ago.
Oh yeah,
I'd have been
yes.
Mr. Olympia,
Right? Yeah.
or whatever.
Right.
But Eric's worked with me for the last couple of years, and I told him after Indiana Muscle, and really the goal at the beginning of this year was just to do this Indy Super Show on Saturday. But I was in good enough shape to do Indiana Muscle. I was like, let's do Indiana Muscle.
Sure.
But then after Indiana Muscle, I was like, hey, let's make this next 6 weeks hurt a little bit. Let's deplete. You know what I mean? Because I've always been one to kind of, I'm not saying prep was easy, but I've always been one that's just like, this is working. Let's not change anything. Let's not get too depleted. Well, like this last 6 weeks, like we did a carb cycle where there was 3-day stretches where we're talking very minimal carbs, just pre and post workout. And I'm training at 5 a.m. So the last couple weeks have been pretty challenging mentally and physically. But we're almost there. So we're going to go do this one here on Saturday, kind of venture out. It's not a national, it's not a national show.
Oh yeah.
But being that I won the overall Indiana Muscle, I think I think they said I have a year and a half to make a
Do
decision.
you
whether I
qualify
wanna
for it?
qualify
Right.
for to do a national show. So that's always a possibility too. But right now, it's just kind of like one thing at a time.
So let's talk about, because I'm always interested in talking to guys like you and like what your training split kind of looks like, because I've always been a heavier guy, so I carry a little bit extra and I have to cut down. But cardio is a must for me, like that 30 minutes in the morning or whatever. But I see your post, and it's cardio in the morning, and then then I see the next day you're training in the morning. So how does those splits work for you?
Well, just depending on what I post. I mean, typically, I'm doing cardio. And I have been for the last several weeks doing cardio, essentially post cardio after I train every day. Just be honest with you, it's a bro split, man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? You got chest and tris.
Yeah.
You got a quad focused leg day. You got back and bis. You've got a hammy and glute focused leg day. And then I've got shoulders. Okay. And then on my shoulder day, I usually will do one movement for like all the other upper body parts
stuff.
As well.
Yeah. It hits somewhere,
somewhere,
right. Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of a bro split. That really only thing I do there is just 2 leg days a week.
And are you doing cardio on your leg days?
I am doing cardio now. I am.
Yeah.
And typically on my leg days, I would do cardio. If I did cardio, it'd be treadmill.
Okay.
Typically, and this is just my opinion, the stair mill is a game changer.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I love the stair mill.
I mean, I'm telling you what, man. I just feel like for me, and the way my body responds to burn the fat and to get the conditioning, it just brings it in for me.
I tell everybody this story when it comes to the treadmill, or not the treadmill, but the stair mill. I did Ironman 2022 and got so tired of all the running, biking stuff that I was like, I've got to change this up. I've got to. So I got on that stair mill, which was not I'd done it before, but it wasn't like I consistently did it. But for about 4 weeks, just dumped running except for like the long brick days, like on Sundays.
Yeah.
And did stair mill instead of running during the week. Dude, I shaved like seriously like 5 or 6 minutes off my time, and it was like easy.
Yeah.
The amount of I'm like the anaerobic endurance of climbing stairs constantly.
And we're not running the stairs.
No,
we
God,
got
no.
on like a level 5 and we're just kind of cruising along, but that cruising along hurts.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you do it for, like 30, 45 minutes or so. And that's a long time. Yeah. It's a long time. So yeah, the stair mill is a game. It's a cheat code for all that stuff.
I believe it is.
Yeah. I've always had a hard time though in pairing the two up. So like even like, and it would be great for me because it would save me a lot of time, because I'm up in the morning, go do cardio, come to work, and then I'll lift this evening, So I've just, and everybody's like, oh, so how do you do those 2 days? I'm like, I don't know if they're really 2 days. Like they're not really. I just go twice.
Yeah.
It's like I'm splitting it up a little bit, but just going twice to it. So
see that all kind of took. And that's just the way it's got to be for me.
Yeah.
Because my wife and I, we have a 12-year-old little girl.
Oh yeah, sure.
Family at home. It's like prior to getting with Amanda and us getting married, I was a guy where I would get off work and go train at night, be at the gym for 2 hours. Like it came to a point where like, the Lord blessed me with family, blessed me with all these things, right? And it's like, okay, if I'm going to continue to do this, I gotta get on this 5 a.m. crew stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, if I'm going to get this stuff done, I got to get it all done. So I'll be up at 4 a.m. You know what I mean? Give me just enough time to maybe read a little scripture, pray, eat some food, and be out the door. And I've got to get the training done and the cardio done in the morning, because at night, whether Carmen's got soccer or, I've got a home group meeting, we do a Bible study on Tuesday nights. I mean, there's stuff going on.
There's other stuff going on, right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I've got to do them both.
Right, yeah.
If I could, or if time would allow, or life would allow, I probably would split them up on some days. But I just
don't do it. Yeah. Yeah. It would definitely be better for me if I could just get my mind wrapped around do them all at the same time. But do you see in your experience or in working with your coaches and trainers benefit to splitting it up, or do you feel kind of like for you it kind of works? It obviously works, but
it just works for me. I mean, I split it up. I did the first time I competed in 22. I was splitting it up there for a little while. I was coming in at night and doing it at night. I don't know if I really saw a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that I would either. It's a mind thing for me. You know, it's just is all it really amounts to. And plus, you hear, there's so much noise out there. I've been on a big kick about trying to cut through a lot of the noise that's out there for everybody and kind of drill it down. But the noise of, you never do cardio. You should never do cardio after a workout. Never do cardio on leg day. Never do this. You should never do it afterwards or whatever. I'm like, oh, come on. Like this has got to be.
I try to sift through it too, Derek. Yeah. I mean, it's just like, there's stuff out there that I do. I listen to some stuff and I'll maybe benefit from it. And again, at 43 years old, it's just been trial and error over the years to figure out what my body responds to best and what works for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I just recently recently, and if you look at pictures past from competitions in the past to this past one I just got done with, I spent this last year, dude, I lived in a hip thrust, and I worked on my back for a year, but I did some things differently. For me personally, my body right now is responding to lower volume. It's responding to like 2 working sets, 2 intense working sets from 8 to 10 reps, and then moving on to the next movement.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some guys, they get in there, they're 4 sets of 15,
right.
or 5. It's not what worked for me.
Right. And I think that's a key takeaway is that, one, cutting through the noise. That's why it's so beneficial to work with somebody like Eric, for one thing, because he's been there, done that for he's, he's one of those guys where you like take stuff to him. He's like, well, I've been doing this for 30 years without that. So I don't think that I really have to seem to have pretty good results. So, and then just having the benefit of like, I tried to do it by myself. I competed in November. I got rid of my coach on good terms, but just like I'm just not going to do this anymore. I lasted for about 3 months on my own until I was like, I got to have somebody telling me what to do.
It helps.
It definitely helps. Yeah, it's just one less thing to almost worry about.
I'm going to be honest. In the this past off season, I mean, I might periodically check in with Eric.
Yeah.
And I would kind of let him know what I was eating. But I kind of just, for the most part, I didn't want to, I don't ever like to, if I'm doing something and I'm getting bad results from it or good results from it, I don't want to put somebody else's name on it and say, oh, he's my coach.
Right, yeah.
So like that, but prior to this, January, because we started checking back in regularly in January. Prior to that, I had just kind of been just monitoring my food and just kind of just doing, I want to say my own thing, because it's like over the years, Eric and I kind of knew what worked. So I just did what I did, but I really just kind of, like I said, I changed up my training a little bit with the way I was.
And do you do that in consult, like in counsel with him? Like do you just kind of?
Oh yeah, I had a discussion with him about it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not a Nick Walker, but if you ever followed Nick Walker and you just look at the way and that's just one. That's just one, right? Like you watch the way his movements are when he's knocking out his reps, and they're just really slow, controlled, like trying to make every single rep look exactly the same, right? I mean, that's like I'm the guy at 5 o'clock. I mean, I seem unapproachable. That might be because I am, because dude, I'm in there to work.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I'll talk to you, like you'll catch me at the end. I got guys, dude. I got 2 buddies, and we're in a group chat in the mornings, man. And one of them's at the gym with me, right? But we're in there working, man.
Yeah.
Like we'll catch each other after the workout.
Absolutely.
We talk through a group chat, whatever, all throughout the week.
Yeah.
But it's like, there's just not a lot of time to chit chat, man.
Yeah, and people, we love you. We love people, but it's not that at all.
Right.
It's just that we're there to work, right? Yeah. I mean, you and I have seen each other, and it's just walk past it. Like it's just understood, like we're going to go to work.
It is cool, man. Like if it's a Saturday and I'm a B-Fit on Saturday, it's 10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah. I expect to get pulled over.
You're going to see some guys, right? Yeah, right. Yeah, sure, right. Yeah.
But
I understand. I was walked into there yesterday, and it was before I got my first set in. It was probably 30, 35 minutes. I was like, and I love that, and I appreciate it. And I'm glad that I'm very grateful that people like see me as that person to come ask questions to, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, also, it's like, I need to go, you know, like
Yep.
you got things to do. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So doing Indie Super Show in 5 days, not even a week at this point. What's after that?
Vacation the first full week of July.
Okay, nice.
We're just gonna take a quick trip down to Destin, man.
Okay.
And I mean, I got.
You have to look me up, man. I'm gonna be I'll be there too the first week of July.
Will you really?
Yeah, I'll be there.
So Lord willing, we'll be on the beach 4th of July watching fireworks.
Maybe we'll see you there.
Yeah, and I got food places mapped out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're boom, we're doing.
Yeah.
So that's first and foremost.
Yeah.
And you know, it's my wife and I, man, we were just talking about it the other day. It's just like, you know, we are ready to, and I've never been one to just go off the rails. You know what I'm saying? I stay during the week, like I said, regardless of what's going on during the week, and she knows this, and anybody who knows me knows this. I stay locked in with my diet.
Yeah.
During the week. I just can't, you know, and this is not, I'm not being judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
So you look around like, you know, I see people like rolling in, like, it's like Culver's and McDonald's. I'm like, bro, like that's cool if I could go home and take a nap. But if I ate that and I tried to work, I'd just be feeling miserable. So it's like I got to be locked in. But to get to my point, it's like, you know, my wife and I, we're ready to have some date nights. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
And just kind of take some time, just
relax and not have any agenda on anything. You know.
Yes.
I feel you on that. I also know that going through all of this like changes like there's a huge change to like your gut biome. Like things just don't even sound appealing anymore. And it used to bother me a little bit because it was, oh gosh, am I like one of these people where like, you know, like eating disorder kinds of things, you know, where those things start kind of entering your brain.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, I think it's okay that I don't want cake. You know, like
that's okay.
I would eat it if I want to, but like I know the life beforehand. Whenever I did kind of, you know, without conviction, you know, eat all that stuff, you know, and I don't want to go back there. You know, I can't go back. I'm 50, so I can't go back there at this point. I have to be smarter than that.
Don't get me wrong, I love cake, Derek.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, cake's good. Cake's good. Pizza's better, but yeah, like cake.
Yeah, pizza. I think that's where we're actually going to go when we're done on Saturday. I think it's in Indy. Is it Giordano's?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Chicago.
Giordano's. Yeah. Yeah.
I've never been there.
Yeah.
I saw the picture with the cheese pull. I was like, okay,
that's
it.
Yeah.
That's where I want to go.
Is it the Chicago style, the big thick deep dish with the sauce on top and all that stuff? Oh yeah, I'm gonna make a mess in that beard. The beard's gonna be messy.
That is fine.
So what do you do in your off time, man?
I mean, like I said, man, I've got a home group. I'm a home group member for it's a men's group for Alcoholics Anonymous.
Okay.
I'm a proud member of Alcoholics Anonymous. Got a couple guys that I work with there that I kind of work with, and in the recovery community, we do a Bible study on Tuesday nights. You know, we got church on Sunday. We're at Horizon Fellowship with Pastor Carl Mann. Love that church. Been there for several years. Just being spiritually fed there like I've never been fed there before. My wife actually just started. She's on the keys. She does piano.
Okay, yeah.
She just started there, rotating in with the worship team. So it's just been a huge blessing. To be
That's huge, man. That's nice. Yeah.
And then other than that, man, just family hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Like listen, some of the best times are when it's like, what we got this weekend, honey? And she's like, we ain't got nothing. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't got nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, nothing fancy, nothing exciting, but that's cool, man. Like boring it's cool.
Right. Yeah.
You know
yeah.
I mean?
Yesterday was Father's Day. I mowed my yard twice. You know, like just because, like, I like mowing my yard. You know, this is fun. I like it. Like it looks nice and clean.
Well,
now,
I couldn't do a meal yesterday, so they were like, "What do you want to do?" I'm like, "Listen, I just want to kind of like lay around,
right? Yeah,
and conserve energy.
Yeah, just not do anything is always nice.
Yeah,
it's always nice. So you had a brother that he compete too.
So Brian and I was a really cool experience. So we competed together in 2024.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew it was recent. Yeah.
Yeah, not
and then his now wife competed in there also, right? Yeah,
Nicole
right. Yeah,
was
nice.
Kratz now. Nicole Hancock. She's competed several times. I think Nicole actually competed at this show that I'm doing Saturday. She competed a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So she's done this one before. But yeah, I mean they do, and that was a really cool experience to be up on stage with my brother that year.
That's awesome.
Huge.
And I kind of halfway figured out through people, Theo, your brother-in-law, is like my mom, like our financial guy.
He's my financial guy.
My mom kept talking about this. My dad passed away in September, so we've done all, going through all this stuff, and she kept talking about this Theo guy. She loves Theo. Theo's great.
Yeah.
Theo's really helping her out. Theo's coming to the house and doing some paperwork with her, and I was like, oh, okay. I mean, you're comfortable with Theo. That's great. Well, then I met Theo, and then, you kind of go through this whole thing. I was like, that's his wife. Looks, I think that's, and, and you look for a picture, and it's like, oh, well, damn, that's the Hancock girl.
And So a quick story. Theo and Michelle. Yeah. Michelle, she cuts my hair. She's been cutting my hair for years, and she's telling me she meets this. She's been single for a while. Meets this guy, and they met on a dating app. I'm like, you know what I mean? Right. And so then she tells me this guy or whatever, and I'm like, real hesitant, big brother type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Real hesitant.
Sure.
And, over time, it's like I get to know him. It's like, man, this guy's a pretty good guy. You know what I'm saying? Then like before you know it, it's like he became my financial guy. Right. So it's like, well, if I trust him with my money, I guess I trust him with my sister.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It seems like a reasonable trade-off.
They've got. He's a great guy.
He's a great guy.
They got a great marriage. Yeah. And if you see my sister, I mean, this fitness thing kind of runs in the family. My sister did CrossFit for years. I mean, my sister's low-key jacked. You know what I'm saying? She's strong. And, she's in her 40s too. My brother will be 40 this year. And it's just been one of those things which it kind of runs in the family.
That's good, man.
My dad, and the reality of it is my dad, he's really the one, other than growing up and being in football, and even prior to football, my dad, I remember my dad taking me to the YMCA when it was down, that old building downtown. There's like this little thing around the side of the gymnasium, like this old, like grungy looking area with weights and stuff. But he kind of taught me a lot of things about lifting weights. You know what I'm saying? So it's just been kind of something that's been instilled in us since we were kids.
Sure, man. Yeah. That's my, I always tell, especially my youngest one is kind of brainwashed into it. Of course, he's the only boy too, so he doesn't have much of a choice. But he's never not known going to a gym. It's just always been the thing. And now he just graduated high school, and he's going to go to college and all these other things. But he's basically like, I just want to do something in the fitness industry. So I'm just like, well, just go learn. Go get a business degree or something, and then at least you'll have that as a backing or whatever to teach you how to do the stuff, right?
Sure.
But yeah, that family involvement, the support system at home, physically, spiritually fed, all the things makes guys like you, man.
It's all glory to God, man.
Yeah, really.
Man. I just can't, think about what it was like prior to sobriety and think about what it's like now. It's just evidence. It's evidence that there is a God and that He's an amazing God. Yeah. And that He does things and He performs miracles, man.
Yeah. There's always the point, right? No matter what it is we're doing in life, whether it's drugs, alcohol, prison, jail, something, family life, divorce, whatever, there's always that point where it's like, shit, man, this is enough. This is it, and the path is definitive either this way or that way.
Oh, yeah.
There's no going back and circulating. It's, that pathway is going to split right here. So
sure.
Either we take it the high one or we stay on the one that we're on. So
I do, brother.
Yeah.
It was a tough call. I mean, I was essentially, for me, I was just beat into a state of reasonableness. Like, me going into recovery and me cleaning up was like the last house on the block. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody cut me off. I was homeless, meth, heroin, just all that. Right. Yeah. Wait, it's funny because I tell my wife, well, she knows now.
Right,
She's heard my testimony. She's heard things, she's heard me go give my testimony places. It's like, I remember when I first had these conversations with her, she's looking at me like she heard what I was saying, but she like really didn't hear what I was saying.
Yeah.
It's like, do you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
It's not the man she knows, right?
No,
yeah,
and praise
right,
God, man, because she's
Yeah.
never seen me with a drink or drug. You know
Right, yeah.
Like, she doesn't ever have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
That's awesome, man. That's great.
yep.
That's
good
great,
stuff.
man. Yeah, just hang in there, bro.
But bodybuilding's been huge, man.
No, yeah, it helps, man. It does. I know the negative connotation that comes along with it because it feeds this kind of, void or a spot or something, whatever it is that people want to call it. But I don't see it that way. People that do it don't see it that way.
Right.
People that live it. To me, it's working with someone that just tells me what to do, so I can just do that.
Sure.
That's
accountability.
Yeah, it's accountability, and it's also, results. Like I do this, here's the result. When I do this, here's the result.
It's a challenge.
Yeah,
it's a challenge.
Yeah, and it just keeps me on focus because if I'm not on that, like I said, I'll bullshit myself. I'll bullshit myself into some, like, oh, I can go do this, I can do that, I can go. I've said this a million times, but my biggest protein bar vice. Like I would think, I would just, oh, I'm fine, and just grab 3 or 4 protein bars. I'm like, well, yeah, I got 60 grams of protein and 1,500 calories, and stuff like that. Right.
70 grams of fat.
Right. Exactly. And all the sugar in the world and everything. Yeah. So but I would look at it as that being okay. So that I love the chicken, rice, turkey rice, chicken, rice, eggs, chicken, and people look at it like
it's it is the bro diet, but I mean, it
works.
It works, man. It does. Like, what do you eat? I'm like, well, you're not going to believe it, but I eat chicken and rice and oats and tilapia.
Yeah, I don't have dishes. It's all bento boxes.
You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Just kind of the way that it kind of takes it through. So, all right, man. Well, so 5 days out.
5 days
Indie
out,
Super
dude.
Show.
And we're just showing up to just beat our previous look.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all we can do. We don't have any control over anything else.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If just be the better version of yourself.
It's all about
is all what it is. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what life's about.
Exactly.
That's what life's about. Be better, 1% better every day.
Absolutely.
1% better every day.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on, man. Thank you for sharing your story.
Yeah.
Brandon Hancock, good luck.
Thank you, Derek.
And we'll see you around, man.
All right, brother.
All right, bro. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.